Hey everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be learning the treble crochet mesh stitch. So we're going to start with any yarn and hook combination that you like. I usually like to use a weight for cotton yarn that's a little bit on the lighter side, and I'll pair it with a hook that's a little bit bigger than the recommended hook so that I get a nice flowy fabric. But just for this tutorial, I'm going to be using a 5mm hook and a weight for cotton yarn. To start this, we're just going to do a slip knot. Then we're going to chain any even number that matches what you need for your project. So I'm going to chain 30 just to do a small swatch here. Okay, now that I have my 30 chains, I'm just going to place my finger behind the last chain. So I just want to mark this or block this stitch off here so that, or block this chain off here so that I can chain my next bit, so that I can keep track of my chains. So with this last stitch blocked off here, I'm going to chain 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this chain of 4 counts as 1 treble crochet chain 1. So then I'm going to yarn over twice, get ready to do a treble crochet stitch, and into the 6th chain from my hook I'm going to place a treble crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches counting as our treble crochet chain 1, and then we're going to skip the next chain space. So we're going into the 6th one here underneath the stitch we blocked off. I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops on the hook. So we've created treble crochet chain 1, and we've skipped this chain here. That was what the first 5 chains there were. Then we're going to chain 1, yarn over twice, getting ready for another treble crochet, skip the next chain down here next to where we put in our treble crochet. We're going to skip the next chain and place 1 treble crochet into the chain after that. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Then we're going to chain 1, yarn over twice, skip the next chain, go into the next chain with a treble crochet. And you can see we're starting to get the mesh stitch pattern. So we're going to continue this till we get to the end. So I'll just show you guys one more. Chain 1, skip the next chain, yarn over twice, into the next chain with a treble crochet. It's a very simple pattern. Once you get the hang of it, it just repeats. So I'm going to do this till I get to the end, and I'll show you guys what to do for the next row. Now that we're down at the end of the row here, we should have 2 stitches left. We have our chain up here, so we're going to yarn over twice and go into that last chain space with 1 final treble crochet. So each row should start and end with a treble crochet stitch. So this is what it should look like now at this point. So at the end of every row, we're going to turn our work and chain 4. You can also do your chain and then turn, whatever works for you. This is just the way I usually crochet. So then we're going to yarn over twice, skip the chain 1 from the previous row, and go into the top of the treble crochet with another treble crochet. So I've yarned over twice, going to go not into the chain spaces, but into the top of each stitch. So find each stitch, find the top of each stitch, insert your hook, make sure that you are going under both loops here to the top of that stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Just placing treble crochets on top of the ones from the previous row. Then we're going to chain 1, skip that chain 1 from the previous row, yarn over twice, find the top of that treble crochet stitch, Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we are just placing one treble crochet on top of each treble crochet stitch from the row before, and then chaining 1. So I have our chain 1, go in with a treble crochet stitch on top of that treble crochet, chaining 1, and just repeating this until we get to the end. So I'm just going to repeat this till I get to the end of the row, and I'll show you how to finish up and turn again. So now I'm back at the end of the second row, so I have my 2 stitches left here. I'm going to treble crochet into the top of that last visible stitch. Then we're going to chain 1. So now we have to make our last treble crochet into this initial chain. We had chained 4 for the treble crochet, chain 1, and we had one more chain from the chain 1 space that we skipped in the beginning as well. So we're going to yarn over twice, and then we're going to go to the second chain beside our stitch. So we're going to go right here into this second chain, ignoring this first one, skipping it. Just find your way into that second chain and place one final treble crochet stitch. So that is what we are going to do for every row. When we get back to that chain 4, we are just going to go into that chain there. So we're going to do one more row, turn your work, chain 4, yarn over twice, treble crochet into the second stitch from our chain there, chain 1, skip 1 chain, treble crochet. Then I'm just going to work down to the end again to just show you one more row of how to finish off this end here. Back at the end of my row here, I've placed my last treble crochet, done a chain 1, then we're going to yarn over twice, go to the second chain here. So we have our chain 1 that we're skipping, and we're going to this second chain here. It's a little bit easier to see on this side maybe. Skipping this chain, going into the chain right next to it. I just always go into the back of the chain, but just to show you, skip this chain, go into the second chain with our treble crochet. And that's all that there is to it. If you like this stitch, give it a try, let me know how it goes, and I will see you guys in the next one.